Oh hey there! I'm She and I have a vagina. Chances are, if you're watching this, you or someone you know does too. In case you're wondering what you just saw, I'm just trying to mimic the introduction that Kristen Bell did in her video, and yes, today's topic is going to be vagina. To begin with, what brought insights to me on today's topic is that recently my employers actually just brought in a range of intimate care health products from France and also a series of advanced technologies that can help to improve sexual health significantly. So before the whole COVID happened, we were actually very busy on planning a grand launch event with the vagina topic, of course, but right now only God knows when is it going to take place. So just a disclaimer, I am not a spokesperson for positive sex or I'm not any professional, but then while I was preparing for this project, I've learned so much about vaginas and sexual health, particularly from my suppliers and also with the collaboration with the agency and celebrities. But before we dive deeper, I do have to mention that Malaysia has done a very poor job in sexual education, or should I say we actually didn't really have one, because despite being a full science stream student and I take biology, all that I remember was there's a chapter, if I'm not mistaken, it was chapter 4 that everyone was so excited about, and all that we learned is the reproductive system, and it has been divided into female organ and male organ, and that's about it. I don't remember that the school has taught us anything about clitoris. Fun fact, clitoris actually has twice as many nerves compared to a penis, and that being said, we women should actually have much more pleasure during sex. But according to Harvard University Press, only 25% of women are having consistent orgasm during intercourse. And why is that? And when I was doing research for all the panel discussion we were going to have, I've came across these two videos that has shown that actually females having a negative feelings towards their intimate part and also feel insecurity about it. This is a global issue where because women don't talk openly about how it looked and what it felt, all that we have comparison is with the porn that we are seeing, which is not even real. You know, in real life, the appearance of a vagina could be different, and that different doesn't mean that you are abnormal. So when I saw this video, especially by this host in BuzzFeed, I feel so bad that she didn't know like this kind of technology exists, and also what are the products she could potentially use to feel better about it. Now, we women in general, we don't talk about our satisfactions or about our genital as open as men, but now it is really time for us to speak up and be aware of how you can take good care and feel good about it. So in today's topic, we are going to divide it into 3 parts. The first part, we are going to look at hair removal in your bikini area, because I'm sure that there's still a lot of people are using the wrong method, or they don't know what are the technologies out there, which one to go for. The second part, we are going to be talking about maintenance, because regardless if you are going through any hair removal activities or not, when something's happened down there, you also want to know what are the products that you can use to potentially protect it or heal it. The third part is going to be advanced technology, which is all clinically tested, FDA approved. So this is the 3 things that we're going to be discussing today. Okay, hair removal. Traditionally, we have shaving, waxing, or even plugging, or there are other technologies that they use in beauty salons. It's IPL or OPT. I think the most commonly used method right now is shaving, which the problem with shaving is it is very hard for us to reach to difficult corners, and if you don't know how to shave it properly, you can actually have a lot of ingrown hair, which can be very disgusting down there and painful as well. So you might want to avoid that. Personally, I would highly recommend the more semi-permanent method, which is commonly you would heard IPL or OPT. So OPT is actually the technologies that my company currently using, but the one that I went through is called diode laser. You could be confused because there are plenty of technologies out there when it comes to this kind of hair removal techniques or technologies, but bear in mind all of the differences, it's mainly on wavelength and also frequency, meaning how deep it targets deep down on the layer of your skin, and also how frequent the light wave is in every shot. So both of these things will determine how effective each section is. Essentially, all of this different is how much sections it takes to see obvious results. Personally, the one that I go to is diode laser, because as compared to these 3, scientifically saying it is the most effective methods in terms of seeing the result faster. And when it's come to this kind of hair removal technique, the most frequently asked question is it painful? Well, you can actually talk to your beauty advisor. They can actually adjust the different frequency that you can bear with, but do bear in mind that the lower the frequency is, which is the less you feel about anything going on down there, means the less effective it is. So that being said, you do have to come back for more sessions in order to see a more permanent result. But just to manage your expectation right, and also a quick tip from me, this could be a long-term investment because, for example, different people have different pain tolerance, so that each time when you receive the treatments, the frequency is different for each person, so that would determine the result. And also the second thing is our bodies have different metabolism, also have different reactions to this kind of treatment. So the result is really varied, and it's very hard for us to promise that your hair gone in 3 sections or like it is permanently gone forever, because there are cases where you will see people actually have all the hair removed, like 0 hair left, but then half a year later, because of hormone change or something happened, the hair grown back a little bit. But in a nutshell, even though the hair wouldn't be gone completely, what I observed the most with diode laser is that your hair would definitely be a lot more finer, and the hair growth cycle will become much shorter. That means that it took longer time for the hair to grow up, and also the surface of your skin will become a lot smoother as well. So these are the benefits that we'll get from all these hair removal treatments. But I understand that because some of these treatments not really that cheap, so people are frustrated because they don't see the immediate result as quickly. But in fact, it is just that our body reacts differently. Even though we go through the same treatment, the same technologies, it doesn't mean that we are receiving the same frequency. Now, the second part of this video, I will be introducing a complete set of skincare product that is made for your intimate area. So this brand is called Woman Essential. It is a product that 100% made in France. They have 99% of natural formula, and this brand contains no soap, paraben and colorant. And this is also a joint research product with the world #1 research center after Harvard University Research Center, and the center is called French National Center for Scientific Research. So some of the common problems that we women face down there are redness and itchiness, dryness, pain during intercourse, feeling of burning of sensations during urine, bad odor, urinary tract infection, and this is all started with hygiene and infections problem. So you want to make sure that you maintain a healthy vagina down there, even though it has self-healing properties, because what we need to do is to strengthen the friendly bacteria that is already exists within our bodies, and also enhance the preventions of getting infected. So this brand is actually clinically tested in effectiveness and efficacy. In fact, it is the French #1 company who came out with a completely 360 solutions for women's well-being and intimate care range. So if you see on the logo of this package, it is actually an image of an orchid. Also, the uniqueness about this brand is that it is made with this bioregenerative orchid, which has exceptional repairing power. This orchid can flourish even in an environment that is extremely hot or extremely dry. It has this enzyme called follifinous. I might pronounce it wrongly, but basically it prevents cells from losing collagen and elastin. So it is extremely good when it comes to soothing, moisturizing, repairing, and anti-inflammatory. So just like taking care of our face, the first step is usually cleanser. So this is the intimate wash. So generally, if you're already having a healthy vagina, you should use a hygiene care that falls between the pH level of 4.5 to 8. And if you're having an unhealthy, which is a more sensitive vagina, then you should use pH level that is between 7 to 9. But what happened right now in the market is, if you go to pharmacies to buy all this hygiene wash, usually the pH level is 3, which is quite acidic. So if you use it for long term, it could cause dryness on the skin. But for Woman Essential, it has 2 range. So this one in blue, it is more towards moisturizing. It provides 24 hours protections from infections. It can also help to prevent urine infection. So this is extremely gentle on children's skin. Doctors actually use this as a baby body wash, and it is also very suitable for female to use, especially after pregnancy. This one, which is with the silver label, this is a whitening wash. It is able to reduce 70% of melanin without going through any peeling or aggression. One of the main key differences between these two is blue one is to prevent you from infection, and the whitening one, it can actually help you to strengthen your friendly bacteria. So it will improve 20% of your bacteria after 24 hours, and it will improve up to 40% after 72 hours of using this product. So when your friendly bacteria down there is strengthened, it means that you will have less infection, and it can also reduce hyperpigmentation issues, or it is very suitable if you are having sensitive or weak skin. And in between these two, the consistency of the formula is very different. So this one is more thick, meaning to say you would feel this bottle will last longer. This one is more liquidy. After I've tried both of this, I definitely like the blue one more, just because it smells so much better. This one, it doesn't really smell anything, so in terms of the user experience, you will enjoy using this product a lot more. And if you are having eczema skin or sensitive skin, and if you can afford, you can also use this as your body wash, because it is extremely gentle with your skin and it has that repairing and healing properties. You can definitely try this out. The next one is really interesting, which what we call the deodorant for your intimate area, but you can also use it underarm as well. So when our body produces this enzyme, which is called lipase, it will then naturally produce bad odor. So to control the activity from happening, you can use this deodorant to prevent the activities from happening. So firstly, you would never heard that there is a deodorant down there, but while I was doing my research, you'll be surprised that 8 out of 10 women actually feels that their vagina stinks, and 10 of them feel insecure about the bad odor. And this is the perfect product to solve that problem, especially when you live in a humid country like Malaysia. The smell can stick even more, but if you use it underarm, bear in mind that this is not those kind of deodorant that it will prevent you from sweating. It would only control the bad odor, but when it comes to deodorant, those who actually prevent you from sweat actually has a lot of bad chemicals on your skin as well. If you use it too much, it can actually cause chicken skin, which is the bumpy roads on your skin. So highly recommend you to try this one out. Next one, which is the top selling product, is this beauty balm. The formula is infused with 80% of oxygen compound, so that it can actually heal the wound and also restore skin smoothness and improve on scars appearance, and especially when you go through too much waxing or irritations on that area. So when I was going through the training for this product, I don't get like, why do we actually have wound there? Now that after I understand, it's actually sometimes after sexual activities, especially during this whole lockdown period, too much of sexual activity, too much frictions, you can actually feel pain down there. What you can do with this product is you can use it immediately after your sexual activity, so that it really calms the skin immediately. So normally, if you require 2 to 3 days to heal, I would say that once you just apply this, you will feel the healing effect almost immediately. So I think it is very empowered for women to have this product, because you don't really have to endure so much pain after the pleasure, or after you have just shaved your skin. This is when your skin is at a very irritated state. Sometimes if I have a cut on my hand, I will also apply it as well to prevent the marks actually leaving me any scars. So this is definitely a great product to have. Really feel a lot more empowered with this product. So give this a try, highly recommend. Similarly, at their whitening range, they also have this whitening balm. So this balm can reduce 80% of your melanin after 24 hours of applying it. It can prevent infection, and it can reduce your irritation immediately after 30 minutes of applying it. So if you just went through a laser procedure, you can apply this immediately, so that it helps to soothe your skin and also bring it back to normal quicker. And of course, it is called whitening balm for a reason. And as I mentioned in the first point, it helps to reduce the melanin, meaning it helps to brighten your darker skin spot. So besides applying it on your intimate area, there's 2 other parts in our body that you can also apply, which is your inner thigh and also your underarm, if you wish to brighten that area. And for women, if you're having a fantasy of having a pink nipples, you can also try this product. It's not going to be pink immediately, but it will definitely lighten the color. So give this baby a try. And because the formula is so gentle, it is also safe to eat, if you get what I mean here. Okay, so for balm, it will be just 2. One is for whitening and one is for hydration. Even though this can prevent infection, but personally, I do prefer the beauty balm for moisturizing purposes, and I would use these at the area that I would like to lighten. So there's two other products, which is a lubricant, which I don't have because I kind of don't need it, but I did try the gel one before. So the differences between these two types is one is a gel base, one is an oil base. The gel base, actually it's called Essence Draw. It can help to boost elastin productions by 40% after 18 hours. It will also help to improve elasticity and density, and the main ingredient is hyaluronic acid. So if you have occasional dryness, you can use it as well. Well, when I say that I don't need it, it's actually because I am kind of young. So in terms of lubricating effect, I think my body are still okay about it. But don't be shy if you're not young or you're currently having menopause, because that's very normal for everyone to go through. But sometimes if you're having sexual activity too frequently and too often, you can have occasional dryness as well. This is a product that you can use. I think using a product like this, me personally, I feel a lot more safer as compared to other lubricants. So there's another one, which is an oil base. It is 10 times more hydration than the gel, and with one drop it can last up to 72 hours. What this essentially does is it will stimulate collagen production, so it is especially suitable for people who are going through menopause or after chemotherapy. For that product, I don't have it with me, but definitely try it out if you need it. So in the third part of this video, I'll be covering some of the technologies that can help to improve appearance. Do bear in mind that every vagina looks different. This part, I highly recommend you to check out the group episode 4. Got some of the videos link that I link it down below, because they will explain the appearance a little bit better. There's this machine, is called Axelis Ultra Femme 360. What it does is it will help to solve the laxity issues. So how do you know that if your vagina is loose? Typically, after people who give childbirth, especially more than one child, or people who actually like to wear thong, or people who actually like to wear really tight skirts or like jeans, or if you have a very active sexual life, this is where you will have these laxity issues. What this machine does is that just one section, I couldn't show the testimonial pictures here, but just one section, you can really see the gap has been closing so much tighter. So compared to other available technologies out there, which is, I believe it's called a laser, the tightness of both sides of the vagina could be different because it's not a 360 tip. With this machine, it gets the whole area tightens better than the laser one. And so the second machine is called Amsela. This is a chair where you don't even have to take out your clothes. You don't just sit on it. What it essentially does is to help to improve your pelvic muscle. This is applicable for both men and women. So how you achieve orgasm is basically about the muscle contraction. It means that if your pelvic muscle is stronger, then you would experience better orgasm. So by sitting on a chair for 28 minutes, actually equivalent to 11,000 tons of kilos. So this is actually a much more effective way to strengthen your pelvic muscles. Besides that, who else would use this chair is maybe elderly who have incontinency problem, because why they will have urine leaking is also because the pelvic muscles has weakened, and it is almost impossible for them to do that many kegels as well. Common solution right now is that we bought them adult Pampers. I would avoid to do so if I knew this solution is available. And also for active females who maybe give birth before, sometimes during cough or like active move, some of them will also experience urine leakage as well. So this is the perfect machine that it will help to solve this problem without going through any intensive medical procedure. I won't be cover too much in depth for these two machines because you can definitely ask me over Beauty & Co, or you can ask our beauty expert. I will leave the contact details down below as well. So up to this point, sometimes I do feel that whenever we talk about all these sexual and intimate topic, I genuinely feel bad for women because of how much pressure we should take, including of giving birth, and even before the whole child thing involved, like we women just never really dare to speak up if, like, you know, all those frictions is causing us some pain. And because really, what if you're just gonna speak up, what are we expect our partners to answer? Like, are we gonna do less, or like, is he going to be gentle? Like, I'm pretty sure that we women want our partners to enjoy the process as much as they are right now. But I just hope that with this video, at least right now, you knew there is a good products out there and a good machines out there that it can help you to solve all these problems, that you don't have to really just hide all these problems to yourself. Yeah, I think it's empowering things to do. Anyway, I do agree that having a healthy relationship, it does require a good sex life, because it does brought you to another level of intimacy. So I hope that this range of product will help you to enjoy the process even more and have more pleasures. So if you find this video useful, do give me a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel, and I will see you on my next video.